Oh, I can't mess with him right now. He's not in. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show here. Thrift Behringer in studio. Colin Scroggins, as always, every Sunday night. We want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. We are presented by Houston Clinic, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, and, of course, Coca-Cola. Man, what a week it was this past week. We had a ton of things that we're going to be getting into here tonight. We're going to do a guest by committee here as I am running it solo on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I got Mike Frost joining us in. We'll talk baseball with him and Ricky Rogers. Also, Cling Zones are about to be underway. We'll get into that as well. So a ton of stuff that we're going to be talking about here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. As I know everybody that's tuning in right now watched that incredible finish between UConn and Duke, as UConn able to steal the win against the Duke Blue Devils. What a game that was, and that is why you love March Madness and why it's my favorite time of the year. Unpredictableness. Everybody's saying it's going to be 3 number ones in Illinois, and UConn says they'll have none of that. And before you know it, they end up winning the game 73-72. That pretty much sums up trying to predict high school sports too. Because if you think you can predict 15, 16, and 17-year-olds and then being consistent all the time, you got another thing coming. So I would not get in the industry of predicting high school sports, let alone college as well. What a week it was, as this past week we had a lot of our Alabama schools, Smith Station, Glenwood, that were on spring break. They're back, and guess what now? Muskogee County, Brookstone, Pacelli, Calvary, they're on spring break. So we got all the Georgia schools now and on spring break this upcoming week. Still, a lot of broadcasts we're going to be doing, including on Tuesday. We have 5 baseball games, 6 broadcasts total. That's a lot that we're going to be heading into this week. And then the rest of the week kind of slows down because on Friday, we'll be doing a joint show with Sports Visions and DJ Jones live from Synovus Park. Ricky Rogers, he is like a kid at a candy store. He ain't slept in 3 weeks. This is it. This is the big week, and opening day is here. I'm literally, Ricky, it's okay. You can come out the closet here in just a second. We can talk Cling Zones now. He has been begging to talk about them, and finally they're here. We're going to be live from Synovus opening day on Friday. Cannot wait for that. I know it's an exciting time for a lot of people around here. And then, before you know it, April 16th will be here, and the Columbus Lions season starts. So, Lions, Cling Zones, River Dragons in their playoff push. All professional teams playing right now. High school's wrapping up. We got about a month and a half left with that. So, I would enjoy these next 2 months because before you know it, we're going to be in the heart of the summer. When July gets here, there's nothing going on. That's just dead period. And then we're starting 26, 27 in August. And it's like time flies and stops for nobody. This past week, let's talk about what happened around the wonderful world of sports. Columbus and Brookstone. It seemed like every time Mike Frost calls a game, it's a 3-hour extra inning ordeal. And this was actually a good game. Very well pitched. Luke Veal was on the mound. Am I correct, Mike, who was behind the camera? Luke Veal, and Michael Nottleman, guy that's going to Georgia Tech. And they went the distance. And Columbus was able to win that game in extra innings. Brookstone was able to win that game in extra innings. And Columbus had a chance at the end with runners in scoring position to actually take the lead. Brookstone ends up getting out of there with a big-time victory. We also were at the Calvary Golf Fundraiser. Thank you again to C. Smith and Calvary for allowing us to be there. Pacelli picked up a big win over Westville. We talked about that last week. And Harris County Soccer got some big wins. Brookstone baseball got a big win over Shaw. And then on Thursday and Friday, Harris County beat Central of Carroll 2 out of 3 times. Pacelli, boys beat McIntosh, which is a huge victory. Girls got beat. McIntosh, one of the top teams in the country. Pacelli girls, they're fine. They're going to win a championship. Calvary lost 2 or 3 to Strong Rock. Did win Game 3 on Thursday. Friday, Russell County and Brookstone. Brookstone's playing really good right now, man. I mean, they are taking people to the woodshed, and they did that to Russell County. Russell County had a good week. They did beat Park Crossing, so I won't take that away. They won the region game, but then against Auburn and Brookstone, the 2 games we unfortunately broadcasted for them, they got beat, I think, 9-0 or 9-1 on Wednesday, and the 11-0 against Brookstone, or 11-0 against Auburn, 11-1 against Brookstone. So a couple of dominating losses for Russell County, but they'll find because this upcoming week they got Pike Road, massive game. They're able to win that they probably potentially could win this region and make the playoffs. It'd be the first time for Russell County in a long time, and I know Danny Danielson and team are happy. And Northside took down Stars Mill, so they did not get swept by them. Right now, the top 2 teams in the region, Harris County, Stars Mill. Looking forward to seeing those 2 teams play out. Northside still has Harris County left, and Central of Carroll. Same with Central of Carroll. So I think, again, it's a lot to be determined with all of these teams. And then we were live from Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC. Thank you to Mandy Vega, Colin Scroggins for being there. We love our partnership with CNAW. I know the Food Truck Festival happened this past weekend. Farmers Market Days, they are starting back up. And on Saturday, concert series coming back. So even if you don't like sports, there's plenty of positive, fun, entertaining family stuff around the area that you can go and do. Make sure to follow Home and Lifestyle Now, and of course Colin Scroggins' page to be able to find out where those fun things are. And then plus Georgia Alabama Sports Live gives you all the sports coverage. So this network, this touching on everything, there's no reason you shouldn't know what's going on in the Tri-City area unless you're living under a rock. You don't have to go, no offense, to all the different news stations. All you got to do is go to Colin Scroggins' page, Home and Lifestyle Now, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All of them the hub of the CNAW area, and so we appreciate our partnership, and thank you to Jay Shields. We're going to talk about baseball power rankings. I'm going to ruffle Ricky and Mike Frost's feathers. I'm going to get under their skin. We may end up seeing some things being thrown. I can't wait to really get them going. We'll talk about that and more. We got Hula Hands nominees that are coming up, and then we'll get into what we have this upcoming week because we made mention playoff push is almost here. Regular season ends for baseball, softball, and soccer, the sports that we broadcast this upcoming month. So we're going to find out who are teams that can win a championship. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got more here live from the Colin Scroggins Studios. It's the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today.
I'm bringing my other half.
I'm bringing the pep talk. Come on!
I'm clearing my head.
And I'm clearing 300.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join in club or online today. Deal ends soon. See club for details.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
I'm just as bad as Richard. And guess what? We got guess who right behind us? Bernie Mac. I'm telling you, one of the best movies ever. Don't marry his daughter. If you've never seen this movie, as Chris is going frantically trying to get the logo up.
That's after the wedding.
Yeah, and you got Scream 4. We know who did it.
This is Thursday's girlfriend.
Bloodthirsty. We got Scream 2. Bring Down the House with Queen Latifah. Very underrated movie. Thank you, Chris. And that wraps up Cinephiles here with Mike Frost and Ricky Rogers. Oh, Stranger Things. Sorry, The Strangers Chapter 3. We're going to get this off here in just a second. But while he's working on that, guys, how y'all been?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I know you are just like, for one, I don't know why you're not jumping up and down. You're not more excited, smiling. I thought you would have came on with your hat backwards. It's Clingstone opening week, man.
It's bad knees. But, yes, it is opening week, and I am pumped. I'm ready to go.
All right, and I'm going to turn this because we already mic'd up Mr. Frost.
Yep.
Frosty,
Yes,
for
sir.
one, the heck is that on your head?
That is the Los Refrescos Fuente, the alternate identity for the Columbus Clingstones.
Okay, so if they're not the Clingstones, they were going to be a root beer float.
A fountain drink for the Copa.
You're all
Gotcha.
welcome for the redneck Spanish.
Yeah. I know
Pronunciation.
a little Spanglish.
All right, guys. I got you on it for a few reasons. We're going to first talk based on baseball power rankings here in just a moment, but let's just talk about baseball in general. This year, a little bit of a down year compared to years past. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, Central was ranked like #1 team in the country. Glenwood was on. I mean, they're in the midst of their 3 straight state championships. That was they're going to be their second. Brookstone was in the midst of winning their first. Calvary was about to win their 6th. It seemed like we had a ton of teams. This year, I don't know if we got teams that are maybe state championship worthy, other than maybe a Brookstone or Glenwood, just because of the leagues that Harris County Northside playing. But what have y'all seen so far this year? Do you think it's just maybe more even kill, or do you think it's top heavy? What do you think about baseball in this area for 25, 26, or 26, excuse me?
Yeah, I think it's more of a fact that with the amount of teams in the area now, used to back in the day, you had a lot of teams that were pretty much, you know, kids coming in from out of district playing at one school together. Now you've got pretty much everybody. They're starting to, like teams like Russell County, Smith Station, are able to hold on to their athletes.
There we go.
Rather than giving them up to Glenwood, giving them up to Central. So you're starting to see a little bit more parity in baseball. So you're starting to see that now where you got some teams, like you say, you look at Russell County will beat Auburn, then turn around and get beat by Smith Station and vice versa. So it's like you don't know who's going to come out on top because nobody's really the dominant team this year anymore.
Right.
I don't know that it's a down year as opposed to just teams are that good in this area. You've got talent spread out, like Mike said, and you've got teams that, you know, are losing close ball games. You've got teams that are just not showing up some days.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by several teams in this area, and you know, Brookstone and Glenwood both have a chance to win their leagues. You know, my Northside Patriots, my Jordan Red Jackets are in position right now to play some good baseball down the stretch. So
I will tell you right now,
wait and see.
I am going to crack this joke, and I hope that they can crack it back. But if y'all could see how you both look on camera right now, it looks like he's the bad, evil villain, and you're his henchman right now. They're just going to go out there and beat everybody up. You're bigger than him.
just know it.
You're the guy that's sitting there getting in someone's face, and then all of a sudden you like snap your fingers. Gronk, come on out.
If I'm coming, Big Mike's coming with me.
No doubt about it. But we love y'all guys for what you do here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I love the passion. And I think everybody can hear it in the broadcast. You love what this does for the kids and allows, you know, everybody wants to do football games, guys. And even to an extent, basketball. We don't see a lot of people out for baseball. Dang sure not softball, volleyball, the secondary sports, if you will. And I think we've done a good job highlighting them. And for those out there, I hope they're paying attention, tuning in, because we're going to have a good stretch down from Northside Harris County in their region, Pacelli, Calvary, Brookstone, their region, Glenwood. Are they going to push for a 4th straight state championship? It's a good time right now to see what's going to happen within our area. All right, Chris, did you get the baseball rankings? If you don't mind, let's throw them up, guys, and I will have them right here on my phone so y'all can kind of see too. All right, number 10, Smith Station. We'll start with them. Frost, you've seen the Panthers quite a few times. So have you, Ricky. They're a young team. Ricky, you've made mention how you think that they are built for the future. Yeah. Probably not going to make the playoffs this year, but you like the scrappiness of them. We'll start with you and then go Frost. What do you think of Smith Station coming in number 10?
Very young. Just 2 seniors, I believe. You've got a world-class first baseman in Hunter McGlawn who can absolutely smash the baseball. They are building, and teams go through these phases every few years you've got to get younger in order to be better. And I think that's what's happening with Smith Station. Coach Bird has done a tremendous job taking over a team that had won a state championship in the last, 10 years. And he's taken over a program that, they took their lumps last year. They've got some young guys that are stepping up this year, and I cannot wait to see the Panthers in the next 2-3 years and the advancement they make in games and rankings.
Frost?
About the same here. I watched them play. They've played some hard games, losing to Auburn pretty bad, beating Russell County, but they've also come in town and beat teams like Columbus High School, where Columbus came in basically undefeated in the region, one of the top teams. I think they were in the top 5 in AA coming into that ball game, and they pretty much just handled them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you see the discrepancy, if it's the fact that it's a 7A over in Alabama versus a 2A in Columbus. But with the amount of talent they have, they could easily, and like he said earlier, 2 seniors on the team, they have the ability to grow. And watching their defensively, they look phenomenal. Now it's just going to be a matter of fact as if coach can get the bats going consistently for the Panthers throughout the rest of the season.
All right, let's continue on, and let's talk about your Jordan Red Jackets. These both guys graduated from there, and I was there on Friday giving away Planet Fitness Student Athlete of the Week to 2 fabulous freshman track and field and cross-country athletes for Coach Scott's program, and he says they are the future of Jordan Red Jackets, so look forward to dropping that information here tomorrow. Coach David Lane, I'm not going to lie to y'all guys, I thought this was the year that they either could upend Columbus or be second in the region. They are not that. Now, I still think they're probably going to make the playoffs because of the region they play in. They're right behind Columbus and Shaw, but a little bit of a down year. But, Ricky, you've made mention that they've had to replace a lot of key contributors from last year's playoff team.
They have, and Jordan is always going to be in a spot where they are not only taking some experienced baseball players, but they're also taking some young men as a 9th grader who never played baseball before, and they're teaching them. And it's paying off in the end.
Yeah.
You've got 2 guys this year in Glenn Edmondson and Brody Catlin that are smashing the baseball. Anytime they step in the batter's box, you're likely to need a new baseball. So I love what Coach Lane is doing. He's building a culture. He and Coach Philip Clark are both building a culture at Jordan of winning. They're teaching these young men how to win, and I think that's going to pay dividends down the road. Yes, I thought this year was the year that they could maybe make a run at Columbus, but they are in a region that is a local region, and Columbus High School is Columbus High School. They're never to be counted out.
And they still have a lot of talent, Mike.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Jordan, you also added Bradley Smith that plays for him as well, but it's going to be a factor. It's always the getting them in that mentality of kind of making that big step, because everybody's going to look at Jordan right now, especially when it comes to baseball, as the little brother to Columbus. So it's the fact that do the kids think the same thing, or can they kind of jump over that pedestal right there, jump over that hump and get to it and kind of be able to take that game against Columbus High School? Because there is a bit of an air about having to go into Columbus, going into Randy Jordan Field and playing them. Can the kids keep up with it mentally and be able to kind of maybe pull out a big win this year if they keep a little bit of momentum rolling, especially after that 11-1 win over Hardaway this past weekend?
And listen, with Jordan, I commend the coaches that are over there that give their heart and soul to the program. I know they do this not for the money, because there's none in it. They do this solely for the kids, and I really commend Coach Lane and the program that he has built over there. I will say, though, I think if we could get a little bit better with some infrastructure in terms of what is best for the experience of the kids, and I'm not talking about just facility use, and don't show me a bunch of weights and all that stuff. I'm talking about time and effort and the people that are around the kids, helping get a good assistant coaches for your head coaches, getting the necessary equipment or video or huddle or whatever it may be to be successful, guys. And I think y'all both understand this, especially when I say Jordan's. I won't say lack of resources anymore. Yeah. But my question is, when is Jordan going to turn around in all of their athletics? Shireen Cobb last year had a basketball program that made the playoffs. We know about flag football. They made a deep run this year. Very proud of them. Coach Russell Scott's always got a good wrestling program. Track and field's competitive. Baseball's been okay, but the main money getters, if you will, the sports that bring in any revenue at all, if there is any, football and basketball, or lack thereof, in wins. If anything, it's costing the school money. How do we go about fixing that? I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but I just thought it was a good time talking Jordan. Both of y'all being alumni, I'm allowing you to talk about your school because you commend all the people that give their heart and soul to it, but something's got to change because we want to see Jordan back to at least being competitive in all sports. I'll let you start, Ricky, and then go Frost.
Nobody wants Jordan to be more competitive than this.
I will second guess. I will second that.
I bleed Carmen and Gray, and will forever. Jordan, the biggest issue right now is many kids are allowed to just pick what high school they want to go to. Jordan's got some negative image issues that I don't think are deserved.
Right.
They are teaching kids to work. They're teaching kids to, right now you can go to college and become a lawyer and become a doctor and make, $100,000 a year. But guess what? Have you paid a plumber lately? You can go to Jordan. You can leave Jordan and be certified plumber, and you could also make $100,000.
Which is really good. I saw them, I was there on Friday. I saw them working on cars. That's a big deal, learning a craft and being able to go. You don't have to go to college. You can go straight from high school, already prepared for your job field.
The number of times I've kicked myself for not participating in the auto shop when I went to Jordan. Yeah. Anytime my car messes up, I'm like, dadgummit, I had an opportunity to learn. Jordan is preparing young men and women for the workforce, and if you've not been by there to look at the school, to look at all of the labs and the equipment that they've gotten over the years, you should do so. You should go by and ask for a tour. Mr. Hudson, the principal at Jordan, he'll take you on a tour. Mr. Willoughby, they'll take you on a tour gladly.
Yeah.
They let this guy in the building last week. They'll let anybody in. So go by. Take a look at what they've got before you decide on your high school. If you've got a baseball player, if you've got a football player, go by and talk to Coach Lane or Coach McDaniel and see what it is that Jordan has to offer your child and your family. And I think you'll be surprised. That's the number one problem, is a talent issue. You're getting young kids in there who may not have had the means to play sports before. They get into high school, they're able to play, but they have to learn. They're not able to just jump in and play like some kids at other schools are.
Yeah, and that's another thing to build on to it. You also got to think of the culture of where the coaches, nothing against them, like we said, they spend a lot of time with these kids. They spend a lot of time trying to make these kids better men or better women as they grow up. But it's one of those things where you don't really see too much or hear too much about them showing up at middle school events or kind of getting ahead of the ball game as far as talking to these young men and talking to these young women.
Good point, Mike.
So it comes down to that, because everybody looks at, you look at the way some of these kids think now, it's like, all right, I'll sit for 3 years at Carver instead of going to
and
Jordan
win.
Instead of starting day one at Jordan and kind of building those 3 years of playing time. I mean, you can build 3 years of film extra being at Jordan than you would at a Carver or at Central Phoenix City or anything like that. And that's one of the things we have a lot of the times with a lot of these schools that kind of struggle to get the football teams going or basketball or anything like that. They look at who's already winning now.
Right.
I want to get on those coattails. I want to hang on to that, and then that'll get me seen. Whereas you can go against a team like Carver. Coaches are going to show up. Recruits are going to show up.
Right.
So they're going to see you regardless. So if you're already on the field playing for the other team rather than being on the sideline hoping somebody catches something on practice, on a spring practice tape, you know what I mean? Like, you can be out there now, like he said, with the vocational side of Jordan. You got some kids, some people aren't meant for 4-year school. Some people are meant to go to college for 4 years. So you can go ahead and have a tech degree or have some kind of degree coming out of there, a license or a certificate coming out of Jordan, and you're set for life. Or you can go to another school, or it can get you set up and you already have college credits to go to a college, and you already got a year or two of credits already built in there.
Yeah.
So you're already set for school as well to get into college and be successful. So,
right.
Because not everybody's going to go to college for a football or basketball scholarship. So it's going to take a matter of people just kind of digging in outside of what the realm is. You got to, as a coach, go out there, talk to the community, get the parents on your side, because that's going to be the main thing. I don't care if you got the kid loving you. I don't care if you got his cousins loving you. But if you ain't got mama loving you, they ain't coming.
No doubt.
Right.
And I think also, too, with Jordan, we want them to be successful, just like we want all our schools. And it doesn't bring a lot of positive light saying Jordan's the worst football program, one of the top 5 worst in the entire state. In any classification, any organization, GHSA, GIAA, GAPS, I don't care. They're ranked one of the worst in the country. That is not something we want to say about one of our schools locally. So we're all about trying to make sure that they get an opportunity to be successful. All right, we're going to knock these out. Each of us are going to have a team, and I think it works out pretty good because I'll start with Calvary, 5-10. Coach Steve Smith's team just not getting where they need to be at this point in the season. I thought by here they would at least be 500. When they started the season 1-6, I thought there were a lot of winnable games, including Strong Rock. I thought they would sweep them. They came in 3-11 this week. That's what Strong Rock was. And then they took 2 or 3 from Calvary. C. Smith scratching his head. He's trying to get it turned around. It's been the inconsistency of the pitching. One day, pitching will be great, lack of hitting. Next will be they'll have 11 runs, but the pitching's lack thereof, and they end up losing 12-11 or 16-15. If he can never get it to be all and be consistent, in which the bats and the pitching, and I know that's saying a cliche. I mean, if everyone could have great pitching and good hitting, they'd win every single game. But we expect Calvary to be one of the top teams in the GIW, and right now they're not even in the playoffs. Do I think that's going to stand? No. I do think that by the end of the year they'll be a 12-11 seed, and I would be scared to play in a Calvary team that low, I promise you, because they got the talent to be one of the top teams in the GIW. They're just not playing up to it right now, and I promise you C. Smith will get them to turn the corner. They got a big next couple of games. They got playing a team out of Wilmington. They're playing David Emanuel, a small school in the GIAA. They're playing the Valwood, Terrell Academy. These are winnable games. If this week they can go 3-1, 4-1, getting close to that 500 mark when they finish out the rest of their season. Still got Lakeside, still got a series against Brookstone and Pacelli. They're able to take care of business. They can be right back up where they want to be. Russell County's 11-9, Ricky. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. They take on Pike Road. We'll be there for that on Tuesday. They win that game. They're pretty much first place in the region. But you like the scrappy bunch from Russell County and Daniel Danielson's team.
Love them. Coach Danielson told me after they hit that losing streak at the beginning of the season, they won their first game. They end up losing 4 or 5 in a row.
Yep, well, like 1-5.
Then they come out and they start winning some games. And I asked Coach Danielson, what happened? And he said, we had a come to Jesus meeting. I sat down with these guys in the locker room and I told them, you've got to find an identity. You've got to be good at something. And they found an identity. They found an identity in winning. I think that they may have lost it a little bit here. They have won region games here against Pike Road or Park Crossing, and I know that Coach Danielson is the right guy for that job there. These young guys, though, they've got to step out onto the field every single time with a winning mentality. They've got to go and they've got to win series against some of these schools. And these tough non-region games, non-area games, Brookstone, Coach Danielson scheduled these games for a reason. He's trying to thicken the skin of his players. He's trying to get these young men to go out and to execute at a high level every single time. So I'm not too worried with baseball. It's not like football. One loss does not define your season. You can go out and you can lose a game. You can even lose a series and still accomplish every goal that you have at the beginning of the season. And I think that Coach Danielson has these guys primed to make a deep run into the AHSAA playoffs. And I cannot wait to see him do it. So, Coach Danielson, Russell County, good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, and I've been proud of what I've seen from them. We had Larry Knox on last week. Good interview at Houlihan's, Ricky. And just, it's no coincidence that we kind of hit Russell County at the right time, kind of like when we did at Harris County a few years ago in baseball, really turning it around and proud. They had to go through their lumps. Danny Danielson had to change the culture. And now I think they have a program that's on the right trajectory. They got a good coaching staff. I love Michael Long over there, and I think Russell County, again, if they ever handle business against Pike Road, they'll make the playoffs this year. Shaw, 14-7. They didn't play a tough schedule, Mike, but they're winning the games they're supposed to win. And I'm telling you, I like what I see from the Shaw Raiders. I think that this team right now has a chance to host a playoff game, maybe win a playoff series or two. New coach comes in, change the culture. I like what I've seen so far, and they still got games against Columbus High, winnable games coming up. I don't think they'll beat Columbus. I think Columbus is still the cream of the crop, but I've liked what I've seen from Shaw here so far.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like you said, 14-7, 9-1 in the region right now. I was able to cover them against Brookstone last week. I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not quite sure. But to see Coach Dorminey's team go out there and play the way they did, I mean, you've got kids like Jeremiah Lovett, Bull McGee, that come out there. Bull McGee made 3 outstanding plays in left field defensively for the Shaw Raiders against Brookstone. They held their own. It was 4-3 going into the bottom of the 5th, and that's kind of when the doors blew wide open a little bit there. They ended up losing 13-5. And talking to Coach Dorminey after the game, it was one of those things where he said, we're the best 4.5 inning team in the state. So they play really tough. The kids are tough. It's just going to be a matter of, like I said, same thing earlier with a couple other teams. It's going to be making that jump mentally. You know, they've got the talent. They've got the ability out there. They have some good arms with the Long twins out there that both came and pitched against Brookstone. And to be able to see them out there on the field defensively, they make good plays defensively. It's just going to be a matter of sticking with it and doing it for all 21 outs of a ball game. And I see them kind of, like you said, they could end up hosting a series in the playoffs, making it to the second round. But right now, like you said, winning the games they should be winning. Now it's going to be a factor. All right, now can we start beating the teams that nobody thinks we can beat?
Number 5, Columbus High, 13-9 on the year. Coach Chad Mathis has lost some games to better teams, in my opinion, including some of those up in the front. Northside, they lost to Brookstone. They lost to Glenwood, play them again, and they also beat Harris County. So tough schedule. I still think Columbus High is the best chance out of any of the Muskogee County schools to win a championship. I don't know if they're capable of that, but I think they can win at least maybe a couple playoff rounds, make it to a quarterfinal or a semifinal in baseball. Number 4, Northside, 16-5, had a tough series against Stars Mill, Ricky, but I still think they have what it takes in that tough region if they can get hot at the right time. But maybe Stars Mill is just one of the best teams in the state.
And they are. I've watched them play twice. Stars Mill is loaded with talent. They've got some big arms. Northside has a huge arm in Sam Laney. What happens after Sam Laney pitches, though? He can't pitch every single day, so they've got to really zero in and target some arms on their pitching staff that can go out and deliver the same level of energy, the same level of pitching as Sam Laney. And if they can't find that, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle with Harris County. They're going to struggle with Central Carrollton. But I believe I'm one of Coach Tracy Powell's biggest fans. I believe in Coach Powell. I believe in his staff. Vince Massey, Howie Shackelford is over there. I believe in those guys, and I believe that they will develop. They will get this team playing the highest level that they can possibly get to down the stretch, and I think they've got a good shot to make a good run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like Howie Shackelford, a guy that's been a head coach somewhere and knows how to win, brings some experience to that coaching staff, but nobody beats Tracy Powell. This guy, wherever he goes, he knows how to win, and I commend him on that. Brookstone, 11-3. Brennan Neal, I think, is the best prospect in this area, and maybe I think is the best player in this area. Cougars, though, don't have the dominant pitching like they did last year with Chano Kim being out, but they do it by committee, and I still think they have the pedigree to win a championship this year. You've been able to see them a couple of times. What do you think, Mike?
Oh, yeah, I agree with you on that one. Brendan Neal is one of the fantastic ones. Everybody wants to talk about the bat when it comes to baseball, but that defensive plays that he makes out there at shortstop.
He's stud, man.
Yes, the footwork, the arm, everything out there, you see why he's the D1 prospect he is. Then you think about the pitching staff. I mean, they've got, like you said, by committee, they don't have a lot of powerful arms, but they've got people that know how to place the ball, put it where they want to, kind of make the offense, make the other team hit the ball, but also have the defense work. And the defense, as long as they're not making errors, is beautiful ball out there with, Luke Vail, Luke Lowry, guys like that coming out there. Like I said, not the most powerful arms you're going to see, but they're going to go out there and they're going to throw it over the strike zone, make the other team hit it. And with the movement on the ball and the placement on the ball, they're able to get it off the end of the bat, off the handle, not really able to barrel it up. So it gives a chance for like ground balls, pop flies, stuff like that. And it gets them out of innings. We've seen that happen against Columbus when they were able to do that throughout that ball game when they ended up taking that 5-3 extra inning victory. Coming in there, Luke Vail throws 7 innings of 1 unearned run the entire 7 innings. Then after that comes in Luke Lowry, able to hold it down the rest of the way and get that victory there at Columbus High School at Randy Jordan Field, which is no small feat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I like what I see from Brooks. So they got playing at Port St. Joe this upcoming weekend. They got their GIAA schedule. They are behind Stratford and FPD. The GIAA ranked number 3. Top 2 teams stay the same. Glenwood 15-5. Still think they're one of the top teams in 3A. Alabama Sports Writers have them number 4. I don't know how you find 3 teams better than them in 3A when they're defending champion, but that's neither here nor there. They had a good showing in their spring break tournament in Oxford, Alabama. They were able to get some big wins during that. And they, this week, are playing Dadeville. They're trying to knock out all their region play games. And aside from Lee Scott, who, by the way, is ranked in the top 10 of the Alabama Sports Writers Poll, Glenwood plays in a fairly weak baseball region, but I still think they're one of the top teams.
Carter Judah, I've had this conversation with you a few times and some other folks.
You think he's the best player right now?
I think he's one of the best players in this area. I really do. Coach Fanning is always going to get every drop of potential out of a player on his team. And that's what it takes to win big. And Coach Fanning, nobody wins big like Coach Tim Fanning. So Glenwood is in great shape going into this home stretch of the baseball season. Carter Judah, I hope he continues playing at the level that he is. But yeah, I love Glenwood. I think that what they're doing is just par for the course. They are consistently good on the baseball field, and I look forward to seeing them down the stretch.
They did play at Central and lost 5-2 a week ago, March the 21st. They beat Vincent Caleria, and let me see what Caleria is at. Caleria, Alabama, able to beat them and Vincent Caleria, and then took down Hueytown in that tournament. They got Northside Columbus, Dayville, Lee Scott, and I know they got Central in here. I think Central, if I'm not mistaken, is this upcoming Saturday, which if that is the case, I need to go and fix that. But I like what I see from the Gators. They're still really talented, Mike. Oh, yeah. Judah, Cal Lawrence, Hudson Campbell, Boudreaux. These Glenwood team has a plethora. Clarity brothers, they're Nate Malone. They're fast. They're athletic. And I think by the end of the year, they'll be one of the top teams. Right now, we got number one is Harris County. Took 2 or 3 from Central Carroll. They've beaten Glenwood this year. How about the Harris County Tigers and everything they've had to deal with this year? And Brandon Jenkins stepping up as the coach. He's done an amazing job for us.
Yeah, he has. Brandon Jenkins a long time. He's kind of one of those coaching legacies here in town. His dad, Murphy, was a great softball coach for schools like Baker and then at Columbus High School for a long time as well. Had to see him get red-faced multiple times over the years out there yelling at umpires and everything else. But an intense coach. You see Coach Jenkins out there kind of stepping in that role, not wanting to really take over too much to where he changes what Coach Dimitri had started out there at Harris County. So you've got the Dimitri boys out there, Will and Caden. You've got Perkle. You've got a couple of other kids here. And right now I see Harris County just getting hot at the right time. Caden's arm's starting to heal up some. Perkle's going to be back out on the mound before long throwing big innings here for the Tigers. And going up to Central Carrollton and winning at Central Carrollton in a rubber match to go and take the region lead right now as far as, well, they're tied with Stars Mill, but we'll see how that goes from there. They're at the top of the region standings. But Central Carrollton, a top 3 team in 4A, and to be able to go up there and beat them at their place, that just tells you what the Harris County Tigers have to look forward to throughout the rest of the season.
No doubt. And I can't wait to see how these rankings continue to play out. But at the end of the year, I would say Brookstone and Glenwood probably the best 2 chances of actually bringing home the championship. And not saying Harris County don't have the talent. I just think they play in a much tougher classification. That is a gauntlet, them in Northside. So I still would say the favorites are Brookstone and Glenwood. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got more here with Frost and Ricky on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today.
I'm bringing my other half.
I'm bringing the pep talk. Come on!
I'm clearing my head.
And I'm clearing 300.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join in club or online today. Deal ends soon. See club for details.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted, for introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Both Chevy Silverado and Traverse are ready for you. Get supplier pricing today on all new Chevy Silverado 1500s with up to $13,500 off. Or get a loaded Traverse, the roomy Chevy SUV with third row seating, and enjoy up to $6,000 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Smart people from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Get ready to smile.
All right, we got a busy week this week. We're going to be covering a ton. We have broadcasts going on every day, and I just found out Glenwood and Central Baseball is going to wrap it up on Saturday. Cannot wait. I'm going to make my debut calling baseball at Central Glenwood. Looking forward to that. So can't wait.
A drive way back.
And what was that last year? Kyle Lawrence. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And the Glenwood came out of me a little bit in that call. I can't even lie to you. And I was trying to stay neutral, but can't help it. It's the first time those two schools ever faced off in that capacity, and it was a major win for the Glenwood program. I felt like they were just trying to garner the respect that they felt like they deserve in this area. And I feel like the one sport where it doesn't really matter what league you play in, it's about the talent. Glenwood's I don't care if they were in the GIAA, AISA, AHSAA, the teams I've seen the last 15 years in the 12 championships Fanning's got, I think they still would have 6 or 7, regardless of what league they play in.
For sure. It's a Fanning-led team, right?
Yeah. And by the way, guess where he graduated from?
Jordan.
He's a Red Jacket. Before we talk about where we're going to be this week, I do want to get y'all both on with Clingstones. They're both season ticket holders. Opening day this Friday night. I know you're excited about it, what it means to the community, and we want to partner with Clingstones. We think with what we do with the high school sports and getting young people at the stadium, and Clingstones has been very community friendly. Love what Pete Lavin, Jack Johnson, the whole crew's been able to do, and looking forward to Friday night, Ricky.
Oh man, I'm pumped. I've been waiting. From September. It's the last game at Synovus Park. I was there, watched their Jack Johnson produced an incredible video to say goodbye to Columbus after the first season. And watching that video, walking out of the stadium, I'm like, man, I can't wait till next season. So next season is here. We are opening up. They've announced new food options. They've announced their giveaways. They've announced this alternate identity that Mike.
What is that? What's the point of that? Why the alternate identity got to be a root beer float? I hate root beer floats.
It is part.
They suck.
It's part of Copa. Which is
Latin appreciation. Yeah.
I'm about Latin appreciation. Yes. Trust me on that. Right. I am all about a Latin appreciation. Anybody knows my personal life will understand what I'm saying with that. Trust me. But I don't understand the drink. It's a fountain drink. Okay.
The Refrescos de Fuente.
Okay, but
in my Spanglish.
In all seriousness, though, I know people came out in last year, the year before. Clingstones, what a joke. Terrible name. This is come on. This is a travesty. And now I see a bunch of stoners walking around.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Hey, look, people called it from the get-go. They said, yeah, you're going to hate the name until you walk in the store and buy some merch. And that's exactly what happened. You see Clingstones hats, T-shirts, jerseys all over town. And what's funny is the alternate identity that Mike is wearing on his head, it was announced, and people are like, oh, man, I love this. I love this.
They love the root beer float.
You had 1 or 2 people that was like, it's terrible, just like the name of the team is. But guess what? The name of the team has grown on many. Ask the big increase in season ticket holders that they got this offseason. People love this team. They love the fact that baseball is back in Columbus. Columbus is a baseball town. You can't – not basketball. Sorry, Thrift. Football, we love football, but baseball, at its core, Columbus is a baseball town, and we've got it back. And it's a high-level baseball, and it's future Braves.
Yeah. That was a big part of it.
There's absolutely nothing better than to come to Columbus, just 90 miles south of Atlanta, than a Braves farm team. We've got them here. We've got the stars of tomorrow. Today, Didier Fuentes took the mound for the Braves. Performed well. Guess what? He was pitching in Synovus Park last season.
No doubt.
Where else are you going to go see a star for the Braves, in their early years? So I'm pumped. Friday night, 7:06 p.m., first pitch. Georgia Alabama Sports Live is going to be there doing a joint show with Sports Visions, and I can't wait. Can't wait for the electricity to just flow through that ballpark.
The Lions are coming back, Frost. I know we're excited to be able to see some Lions action April the 16th. Gives us some fun entertainment with that. So it's a good time. River Dragons making their playoff push. There's no excuse for people not to go out and support. But I do want to say this, is that it's okay to love for something to do. But when you become where you are literally getting so fired up that you can't function by what a minor leaguer is doing on an ice rink, baseball field, football field, I don't care what it is. They are for entertainment. When you talk to Pete Lavin, his job is not to put the best product on the field. That's the Braves. His job is to make it the most entertaining, fun experience that you can have. That is what minor league sports is. That's why we spend all that money at Synovus Park, so people can come to the ballpark. Yes, it makes it better when the team's actually good. I do agree with it. I'm a competitive guy. I don't want to do anything that I'm going to lose or suck at, so I'm not asking anyone in Columbus to do it. But I'm not going to be going on social media and becoming a keyboard warrior and calling out people, calling out an organization, calling out owners that are really losing money by keeping an organization like maybe the River Dragons, the Lions, and I'm speaking out of pocket. I'm not speaking like I know what's going on the inside of their organization if they're losing money, but I know the owners are not making money. They didn't own this to say, hey, This is my bread and butter. Most of them have full-time jobs elsewhere. Jeff Croup, business elsewhere. Look what the owner of Roger Bay, we know what he's been able to do as a philanthropist and been able to own multiple businesses. This is something fun. They want to give back to the community. They want to give back to this area. So let's not run them off. Let's not be egregious online. And I hope now with the Clean Zone starting, that doesn't happen. I had to calm him down, Ricky Rogers. He was one of those guys that was literally telling the referees he'll see him in the parking lot and was waiting on him, and they had to eject him from the facility. And I'm like, Ricky, let's look at this. Should we be yelling at minor league umpires like that? No. In all seriousness, I don't think I heard anyone really getting on the umpires. You're going to have some fans that get egregious, but nothing too serious. And let's keep it that way. Keep it a fun family environment for the Clean Zones.
That's right. You don't want to be yelled at your full-time job. Don't go to someone else's full-time job and yell at them, right? Fans, it's short for fanatics, right? And we all love our teams, but there's a way to handle ourselves, not only in person but online. Handle yourself with a little bit of class, a little bit of dignity. Show people that, hey, we're from Columbus. We're not like the other ones. We're a higher tier, better class of fans.
And plus, you got to give it to it. Everybody out there is trying to do their best anyway. Whether you're an umpire, whether you're a ball player, whether you're a coach, you're not up there. If you get to that level, whether it's minor league hockey, minor league football, arena league, minor league baseball, you're going out there trying to do the best you can because you don't want to just be minor league. You don't want to just be at that level. You're not complacent at that point. We're not all stuck in certain positions. Some people are stuck. Maybe that's why they get that upset about a ball club or think that they can run a team when they've never even stepped on a field. Don't know. But these kids go out there and play their hardest. I enjoy watching them play all three sports. I haven't been to a hockey game in a little while, but I look forward to the Arena League because I like seeing hard hits and people getting flipped over a wall. That's fun to me. So I look forward to that with a high-flying action at the Columbus Lions. I mean, I'm going to look forward to going to those games, watching that team and watching them fly around the field because I've taken part in Arena League as far as coaching before, and it's way different. You don't realize how different it is from 11-on-11, just gridiron football. It's high-flying action. You've got a goalpost probably about as wide as this room or wide as that TV, I believe. But it's just fun, man. You get to see people hit. You get to see people fly over the ball, jump over and try to catch, get over the wall, still call a touchdown. So, I mean, it's just fun part to be part of. And these kids go out there and play their hardest, no matter what age they are, actually. And to sit there and try to yell at them and tell them how they should be doing it, it's wrong whenever, especially if you're as big as me and you're just sitting on the couch with Dorito crumbs all over your chest. You shouldn't be able to tell somebody how to do it.
Please don't. Please throw those Cheeto dust out of the park. All right, one more thing before we let you two go, guys, and then I'll come back here talking some hula hands. Is we're going to get into where we're going to be this week. Glenwood at Northside. Baseball should be fun. That's tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Y'all two will be on the call for that one. We have Pacelli at Columbus as well. Can't wait to see that game. Tuesday, 6 games. 5 of them baseball. Columbus at Glenwood. Pike Road at Russell County. Central at Northside, and that's Central of Phoenix City, not Carroll. Phoenix City, Alabama. That's my old hometown. That's the only song I know that was created for daggum Phoenix City. And that will be the only time that's ever being broadcasted or sang on this network. Lee Scott at Smith Station. Harris County at Troop. I mean, name me one bad game I just said in that gauntlet. Pike Road, Russell County, that's region supremacy. Central and North had 2 of the top teams in our area. Lee Scott, Smith Station, that may be the one that we're like, all right, Smith Station, a little bit of down year. Lee Scott, one of the top teams in 3A. I still think Smith Station could win that. Columbus and Glenwood, the first game went down to the wire. Harris County and Troop County defending champion. Harris County, one of the top teams in 4A. And both those are rivals right next to each other. And then how about this? Central softball and Glenwood softball. We also got Central baseball and Glenwood baseball this week. It is a massive week, so can't wait for Tuesday. Wednesday, Smith Station at Harris County baseball. Thursday, Glenwood at Smith Station softball. Then Glenwood soccer against Abbeville Christian Academy. Friday, Valley at Smith Station. Dayville at Glenwood doubleheader. Valley at Smith Station baseball. And then Georgia Alabama Sports Live from the Clean Zones. We got CVCC baseball and softball on Saturday. And we wrap it up with Glen Central at Glenwood. What are y'all looking forward to with that? We'll start with you, Frost.
I'm just looking forward to seeing more baseball around the area. It's always fun. It's getting that time of the year where the first half of the season is basically done. Now you're getting ready for that playoff push, being in the region. You're still playing a little bit of out-of-region teams, but you're also playing those top-tier teams out of the region. So you're still staying on the top of your game when you go to play those region opponents to get into the playoffs. So that's what I'm looking forward to see how these teams stack up at this point. We saw them throughout the year so far. We saw them in late February, throughout March. We're going into April now. So we'll get to see if April really brings showers like tears from their eyes, or if they can actually step up here and make it to the playoffs and kind of push to that next level.
Well, I can't wait for it. Frost, what about any game set after you? I mean, Central Glenwood, first time, it was 5-2 game. I mean, these two schools, they're rivals, man, and they haven't really gotten to play each other. And this is the one sport that you can say they're pretty even. I mean, you can't say that about football, 7-3-8, and really basketball too, but you can say this about baseball. Keogh and Fanning, that should be a good one. What other games are you looking forward to?
For sure. Glenwood and Northside have played twice already this season. Not a lot of folks know that.
Yeah.
They played in the Southeast Baseball Classic, both games, and, two of the losses on Northside's record this year came at the hands of Glenwood. I'm curious to see if the home field advantage, the home crowd advantage comes into play. I'm curious to see if Northside stands up and says, you're not beating us again. You're not beating us for the third time. They told Stars Mill that 2 nights ago, and they got the win. So let's see if they can pull out the win against Glenwood to salvage this little series that's happened between them that, I don't know the last time Northside played a team that wasn't a region opponent 3 times in a season. So it should be a great game.
Yeah, it is, and I can't wait to watch it, and it's going to be a lot of fun this upcoming week. Central at Glenwood. We got Harris County versus Troup County and Smith Station. We got Glenwood Central softball as well. I mean, gosh, I cannot wait for this upcoming week. You can catch all of it on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming in here on this late Sunday night. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll give you Houlihan's Highlight of the Week nominees, and we'll wrap it up here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
thank y'all so much for watching. But we got Houlihan's Highlight of the Week nominees. Chris, roll them.
The trio of Surraw brothers. Shot in the back of the net, and that's going to be a goal for David Salvadora. Puts Pacelli up 1-0.
In the dirt outside. Good stop by Kennedy to racing down to second base and the throw down and plenty of time. And Kennedy guns down Ray for the first out of the inning.
And it comes into the center. And not quite from Harris County. Good shot. Deflection. Shot coming in. That makes it 4.
Great job, Tyler Dykes. Holy smokes. Just, Chris made me malfunction right there. Great call by Tyler Dykes. Go and vote for those right now on the Houlihan's on our Instagram page. We got a busy week, and make sure to go and like, subscribe. That's where we want you. We'll be dropping Houlihan's Highlight of the Week nominees for you to vote on. We're going to be dropping Planet Fitness Student Athlete of the Week. I'll drop rankings tomorrow. I got soccer rankings that are going to be dropped. A lot that's going to be happening. Follow us on social media. And enjoy the rest of your late Sunday night. We'll see you next time on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.